Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to our next episode of Winners Wednesday. Today is a very, very special one as we have some special guests and friends of mine, Ms. Tanika Williams and Jennifer Chandler. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Oklahoma City, my hometown.
Oh, yeah. It's hot. Where are you at, Micah?
I'm actually in Puerto Rico right now, so it's hot too.
Okay. Gotcha. The same kind of heat.
Oklahoma City.
Right. Absolutely. Well, great. Well, so I appreciate you both joining me today. I'm really excited to share your story because I know both of you have kind of teamed up and you're creating this remarkable team and group of agents. So with that said, if you don't mind just giving a brief overview and introduction, Tanika, you want to go first?
Sure. Well, of course, Tanika Williams, and a lot of y'all know me already. I've been in real estate for about 7 or 8 years now. It's been a long road coming. I joined into real estate just because I love helping people, and I always knew real estate would be around. Everybody needs a place to live, right? I've been through about 5 or 6 brokerages before I finally found home here at EXP, and I've just been shooting for the stars since.
That's awesome. So how long have you been with EXP?
It's been about just over 3 years.
Fantastic. Yeah. Awesome. And so Jennifer, I know you recently joined us, so it's not been 3 years, but can you kind of share your story about how you've partnered, got into real estate and kind of partnered with Tanika?
Absolutely. So I got into real estate. I transitioned into real estate because I was in the car business for about 12 years and decided I needed a change. I needed more time freedom for my kids. And Tanika is actually a really good friend of mine that I joined under. This is the second brokerage that I joined under. The first one was a brick and mortar. And I really wasn't, I didn't really like the way things were set up and stuff. Me being internet director, internet manager, I like the style of EXP and things like that. So I have been in real estate for 6 months, and I'm off to a wonderful start, building a nice team and just focusing on, team building and relationship building and selling a lot of homes.
That's amazing. 6 months. You've had quite the track record already. So Tanika, I'm asking you just a quick question. How did you get into real estate? So I know you've been with multiple brokerages and now you've been with EXP for 3 years. How did you originally get into real estate?
I got into real estate just when I was about 21, 22 is whenever I first got licensed, but I hung my license up because I just had no clue what I was doing. But I knew.
None of us did, by the way, so it's okay.
Yeah. Right. So I think what led me here, well, I kind of knew I wanted to get into real estate I knew 2 things were going to just kind of bring in the most, future, the most money for me and my future and my kids, which was accounting and real estate. And so I first got licensed in real estate, but like I said, I just hung it up. Then I went and got my associate's degree in accounting. And then I realized, real estate is where I wanted to be because I had got relicensed and started doing it, finally got my gears turning, and I just loved it. So, I got the degree in accounting just in case as a backup, but I always knew I wanted to go for real estate, but I just had to really kind of put my foot on the ground and just take off running. And so once I did that, I learned that real estate was where it was at. So just been licensed since.
That's amazing. And, one of the things I love about these conversations is I always learn something. Not Tanika, obviously I've known you for a while now, but I didn't even know you had a degree in accounting. So we can still always learn about each other. And I think that's
always, there's so much more to learn. So between everybody, and that's what I love about real estate is just coming in and you're just constantly meeting new people. No 2 transactions go the same. And I love it. It's just everything about real estate and being able to learn, because you can't really get that just being in a warehouse job. You're going to meet the same people every day and it's kind of monotonous, but real estate is exciting and it's got all of the emotions and it's fun when you look at it in a positive way.
I love it. All the emotions. That's the first time I've heard that, and that's totally true, right?
It's both ends. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, cool. So Jennifer, you mentioned, you came from the car industry, and then you started with a brick and mortar brokerage, a kind of a traditional office, if you will. And then now you're here at EXP. So, you kind of touched on it a little bit with having that flexibility with your kids, but what was really the one thing that attracted you to get into the real estate industry?
Just basically the time freedom. And I in the car industry, it's just totally different as far as there's not a lot of women, and with real estate it seems like women dominate the industry. And so I decided that real estate's going to be a lot better for me, because just like I said, there's not a lot of women. You'd see one woman or two women at a dealership, and not a lot of room for promotion or anything like that. So, hey guys, all my women car ladies, if you're interested in learning about real estate, reach out to me. I'm willing to help you guys out at any point in time if you're ready to make that transition to, step out and move and things like that. So really just about, just building that life for myself and the income.
That's amazing. So we should say guys and gals, right? Reach out if
Guys and gals.
Guys and gals.
Yes.
I got a few guys coming in from the car business too as well. Hopefully a lot of them are watching this right now, just to see kind of the opportunity that is here with EXP.
That's amazing. Well, and that actually leads me to my next thing is, if you're watching this live, please go ahead and like, comment. If you have a question for these wonderful ladies, go ahead and post it, comment below, and we'll try to get your questions answered. So now we're going to go ahead and kick it off. I've got a really important question for you guys. What has been the key to your success so far?
I would say the key to my success is to stop focusing on selling and focus on building relationships. The more I've concentrated on building relationships and building trust with people and kind of getting my name out there and letting them learn about me and who I am. And it's not about, the sell, or it's not about even, recruiting or anything about that. It's just about building the relationships and being, a resource of the source. That's where I think that it's been mostly my key. So it's more about helping people. How can I help you and how can I serve you? That's where I just kind of started branching up and getting somewhere in real estate, both recruiting and in sales.
I'm going to have to agree with Tanika on that, and also educating your buyers and your clients and things like that, and not only building relationships out in the real world, but also through social media. Doing that through social media is extremely important, because you touch and reach a lot more people that way. I mean, versus going out and just, mingling with people at a restaurant or at a mall or things of that nature. Getting out there on social media is extremely important. I've been getting out there on social media as far as Facebook goes. I'm not going to lie, I probably need to reach out a little bit more towards Instagram and TikTok and things like that. But it's a work in progress right now with me and Tanika. We're trying to get our faces out there, and even if, record videos and things like that, educational videos, even if we don't feel so comfortable in front of the camera, like we really didn't today, but we're sitting here and we're doing it. So
hey, you always got to get out of your comfort zone, right?
Yep,
exactly.
I'm good at making people get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah,
right.
So, and Jennifer, I don't know if we shared this. I mean, obviously you've been in the industry a short 6 months. I mean, what does your transaction count look like so far?
It is 9.
Wow, that's amazing. So 9 transactions in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Sarah asked a great question here. How do you promote yourself? So you kind of touched on Facebook a little bit. Is there anything else that you guys do to promote yourselves?
Yeah, just I go out through the community and interview people that I know, like beauticians that like do my facials, car lots. I've also promoted several car lots as far as, come in, take a look at Joe Cooper. They've got tons of inventory. And then at the end, I'll just introduce myself, because I'm not only getting my views, but I'm tagging them and getting their views on their business page too as well. So it's a higher reach. So you're not only getting the views from your page, you're getting them from their page as well. Right. The same thing with lenders and things like that. Creating videos is the key. I learned from Tanika. She's pushed me out of my comfort zone for that as well. Even though it seems silly and you're looking at yourself over and over again, like, man, I don't want to listen to me say, hi, this is Jennifer Chandler with EXP one more time. But people will notice you. I'm out with Tanika sometimes and people just come up to her and they're like, how do I know you? I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, you know her from that video that she does, because she's got tons of videos too, and scripts and things like that. And that's basically it, just pushing your face in front of people constantly, and branding. Mm-hmm. It's really important to brand and make sure everything's the same. You're not putting different, things on your branding. Your branding is a really key to your social media, presence.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I think, you're right. Video is of the utmost importance. And that's how you can build that online relationship, right? And I know we had an agent join our team yesterday, somebody I've never talked to, never met, but just from YouTube and watching a lot of our videos. So it definitely works. I've actually got a kind of a funny story. Hamudi and I were walking a couple of weeks ago. We live in Puerto Rico now. And we were on the other side of the island and just walking down the street, and this guy runs up to us and is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's you guys. And I was like, is he trying to sell us something? What's going on here? And it was from Instagram. And sure enough, he was following us on Instagram and knew everything about us. So
that's awesome.
I love how you guys are promoting that, because I think a lot of people are not comfortable, like Jennifer said, in getting in front of the camera. But the reality is that's where you can build that online relationship. So do you have any kind of tidbits of advice for people that aren't comfortable in front of a camera?
Just go for it. If you have to have a couple of glasses of wine first, as long as you're in your own home, just to get comfortable, do it by yourself first. And, and then have somebody that you're comfortable with. I mean, I did it by myself first, and then Tanika was coming in and she's like, cut, stop, do this, do that, smile. So have somebody that's
smile,
you, but don't get upset or frustrated when they do. Just take it as a lesson, because being in front of the camera is not easy. It's a lot easier when you're recording it, because you can delete it and delete it and delete it until you get it just right. But I mean, live is really hard. But I would just say do it in front of the camera, like, Tanika's told me, like she's there. I mean, she's been an amazing person. I mean, side by side, every step of the way. And so we've got a little system going down that I think we're ready to get off and going. And I'm reading Sarah, and she's saying, what sources do you use to get leads? Sarah, I don't pay for leads. I get them organically. I believe paying for leads is just a waste of money. It's just because, you got these lead providers, these third-party lead providers that are not only selling you the lead, but they're also selling 3 other agents the lead. And so by the time you call them, 2 other agents has already called them. If you don't call them within 5 minutes, 2 other agents has called them. Their phone is getting blown up. You want them to reach out to you. So don't chase, attract. You want them to reach out to you by posts that you're doing. Same thing like with when you're recruiting and things like that. I don't even call it recruiting. I call it attracting, because everybody that's reached out to me, I have not asked them. They've come to me and asked me. And the same with Tanika. She never asked me. I came to her and I said, hey, let me hear about EXP, even after I've talked to 2 other EXP agents. So that's just kind of where.
Well, and I certainly agree with that.
No Zillow, don't worry about Zillow or Realtor.com or anything like that. Zillow will sell you 10 leads for $2,000, and then all that money you could have spent on branding.
I would say let your videos be your lead source.
Yep,
Tanika, I can't hear you.
Yeah, just let your videos be your lead source. I mean, constantly getting in front of people, social media is all really the source that you need. You can organically attract, plenty of leads, and just delivering yourself as somebody just that's got the market, the knowledge of the market in the area and stuff like that. They become familiar with you, and then you become the source. And that's it right there. It's just videos and familiarizing yourself with everybody. They become familiar with you.
Oh, and Jennifer, I think you're muted.
Picking up your phone.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she can hear us, but that's awesome. And I love that you guys are really focusing on video. And I know that, Jennifer's had that success in the last 6 months because you guys have teamed up and really utilized each other's strengths and really hit the ground running, right? I think a lot of times people get into real estate and they spend 6 months trying to figure out what to do. And that's not what you guys did. You hit the ground running and you just dove in, which is really what I believe you should do. So with that said, I mean, Tanika, this is probably really more or less a question for you, is at what point did you transition from a single agent to now starting to build out a team?
Well, I'm pretty sure you can kind of be familiar with this as I called you. It was right around COVID. I had just a few of my transactions just kind of fall off on me all in 1 month. It was right around COVID. And
Jennifer, when I unmute you, I'm sorry, there's an echo. I think you have it on your phone or something. I apologize. Sorry, Tanika, go ahead.
No, you're okay. But right about that time, I think, is whenever I called you and I got to learn more about, different opportunities here with EXP. Otherwise, I think I was, at my wit's end with real estate, especially when COVID hit. I called you, reached out to you, and that's whenever you kind of trained me up on some of the other opportunities here with EXP, and took me a few months. And as you said, it wouldn't be immediate when I'm reaching out to people or anything like that. And next thing you know, I got Jennifer on board, and I had a couple other people coming on board, but Jennifer just so happened to be the first. And we just we had so many ideas between each other, and it was just kind of taking off really fast. But I think I learned that I wanted to start building a team as I just started getting frustrated with transactions, of course, as we all do here in real estate. I learned that, you can leverage others, and their skills. And that's when I started just building out a team, was when I realized, the benefits of leveraging other people's skills and, coming together. I can't do it all by myself is really what kind of hit me. So when I realized I couldn't do it all, especially after trying to do all these transactions and things are falling off by myself, and then seeing Jennifer, once Jennifer came aboard and I saw what she's capable of doing, and then another one came aboard and I saw what they're capable of doing, it just became a chain effect. So that's how the team started building out.
I love that. And I think one of the titles, the title of this and the theme is that you're building the ultimate dream team, right? I think, especially in real estate, a lot of us, for the most part, are independent contractors. So we try to do everything on our own. Mm-hmm. And we don't realize when we partner with other agents and we learn from each other's skill sets, that's when you really, truly level up. So, Jennifer, I'm going to try to unmute you again. I don't know if that's any better, but what kind of appealed you to building out a team? And then, I'd like to dive into why you both joined EXP. What kind of appealed you to building out a team? And then, I'd like to dive into why you both joined EXP.
Okay, so I'm going to have to work this the way I can because I can't hear you from my computer, but from my phone I can. Okay, so what'd you say again?
So we just want to talk briefly about building out your team and then joining EXP. What appealed you to join EXP?
What'd you say again?
So I just want to talk briefly about building out your team and then joining EXP. What appealed you to join EXP?
Okay, what appealed me to join EXP was how everything is digital. It's just like they say in the car business, the customers aren't just going to walk through the door. You've got to generate them. And with EXP, the way the model is, everything's online, everything's digital. That's the way everything's going. So if people don't get on board, they're going to be light years behind. people don't have to be at a brick and mortar to gather, to, you know, have ideas, to sit around. We all are, my team sits at the table at my house, or we go to Tanika's house, or we go out to a restaurant, and we all collaborate there. We'll get on, you know, a three-way call or a group chat or something like that. You know what I mean? And also there's opportunity. Not only is there opportunity to build, you know, you got your first income, your second, your third, your fourth. There's just a ton of opportunity. Just like now, Tanika is a mentor. Yay!
Yay.
So she's going to be the mentor for our team and other people too as well. But we kind of did it that way because we don't want a bunch of our people joining in and then falling off. So if they have that mentor there, you know, it helps, not only helps Tanika, but it also helps, you know, the team as well, to learn what we know and kind of influence them on, you know, let's do it this way. This is the way you're going to get more leads. This is the way you're going to get in front of more customers and things like that. And we're able to take that time out and teach them. So not only is she getting stream of income there, she's getting stream of income from, you know, the revenue share, the what is it, profit sharing, and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. You know, she's getting income all the way around. And you know, eventually we don't want to be opening doors, and there's really not that opportunity with any other brokerage. So
Right. That's amazing. So Tanika,
I can't hear you. Hold on.
Oh, I went ahead and muted her real quick. That way we don't have feedback. So Tanika, you know, I know you mentioned being with several brokerages before EXP. What were some of the experiences that you had, and what made you ultimately decide to join EXP?
Well, I all my other brokerages were quite an experience. I can't, you know, just saying I had. See, I'm trying to think. I've been with the big major brokerage, you know, where, you know, it's just the popular one, and that wasn't bad. You know, I had training. That's kind of where my wheels started turning, of course. And then I've been with, you know, the little boutique brokerages where some of them just, I mean, I learned, you know, the difference between getting that flat fee, getting charged that flat fee. And it's like going for the, you know, the brokerage that charges the least amount is not always just the best route, because I didn't have that, you know, assistance that I thought I would have. Or maybe I didn't think that I'd have it, but I not only didn't I have that assistance, I also didn't have, you know, the tools, which is not necessarily bad. I mean, it's still workable, but I mean, whenever there's so much more tools out there to help you with, you know, real estate's already kind of complicated at times. So to have all that extra backup that's here with EXP, I mean, it's just, it's life-changing because it's always available. I never miss a training. I'm used to being in the brick and mortar locations where, you know, if my kid was sick, I'm missing out on that training that day. There's, you know, some mandatory meeting. I'm missing out on that because, you know, my kids got sent home from school early or something, or they just so happened to be out of school that day. But having this brokerage was a game changer because I don't ever miss anything. You know, either it's recorded or it's being, you know, played three more times in that day for an opportunity for you to still jump in on a class. There's repeats all throughout the month. I mean, I think it's awesome. But the other brokerages, I mean, they led me here. I think it was definitely worthwhile because I needed to see all of that in order to appreciate what I have here at EXP. That's what I think is that's my favorite thing about having gone through it. The journey was worth it. I will say the journey was worth it, but I wish I would have came to EXP a long time ago, but like I said, I appreciate it. I'm not going anywhere. I love where I'm at now. But the other brokerages led me here, so that I do have one thing to be grateful for. But it wasn't too bad, just a lot more opportunity here at EXP.
I love that. And, you know, like I said, as you mentioned, every brokerage, every company has its own value and its own right. And so it certainly led you to where you are today. So I think that's really important. No regrets, right?
Yes.
Tanika, we'll go ahead and start with you, and then we'll get to Jennifer so that way I can unmute her.
Okay.
So what are some of your future goals? I mean, where are we going to see you guys in the next couple of years?
In the next couple of years, I plan to be in Puerto Rico with you.
I like it. You'll be my neighbor.
Let's see. Maybe I'll take the route that you did, go to Florida first and then go out there. But really in the future, I plan to work more towards like training. I want to get more active as far as being behind the camera and training and doing Zoom calls and stuff like that. My focal point is, educating people on the opportunities here at EXP, and, concentrate on attracting and, like I said, just training. And that's what I enjoy doing. That's what I learned that I enjoy doing. I love real estate. I don't want to unlock doors the rest of my life. And neither does Jennifer, but she's just joining in, and she's great at what she does. She's really good at what she does. She's awesome. But I think in the next couple of years, I think it's more about building kind of a mastermind team where we can, like I said, take each other's skills and kind of, bounce off of each other's skills to build, an empire here. And that's mine. I'm not sure what Jennifer can add to it, but that's where I plan on being in the next couple of years.
I love it. We'll go ahead and unmute you, Jennifer.
What Jennifer can add to it, but that's where I plan on being in the next couple of years.
I love it. We'll go ahead and
Jennifer can add to it, but that's where I plan on being in the next couple of years.
Okay, I got a little lag here, guys. Am I unmuted?
Yes,
okay,
you are.
This is really hard right here, but ingenuity, we got this. We'll figure it out. When one thing stops, we'll figure out a way to make it work, right? So just bouncing off of Tanika, I mean, I think she kind of hit a lot of good points, on there. As far as not wanting to unlock doors for several years. I'm a very competitive person though, so I at least want to try to hit icon agent once before I start moving into training and all that. But recruiting and attracting people, getting people on board, and just putting the right people in the right places. That's what I've always been really good at, is finding the talent one person has and putting that in the right places. And that's what I've always been good at, in managing and things like that. And my managing skills is totally different than others, if one person's really good at, listing homes, and this is what we're going to focus on. You're good at calling Facebook leads. Okay, let's do that. For sale by owners, let's do that. Oh, you're really good at door knocking and closing people at the door. Let's focus on this. And then kind of getting people together and learning from each other. We've got a really good team right now. A lot of people have their own things that they're good at. We got a girl that's really amazing at, getting listings right now. She's only been in real estate 3 months. I think she's already at 4 listings. So, wow. And that's all she's done is listings. And so when I hear a lot of people say, listings are so hard, I can't do this. It's all your mindset. It's what you say to yourself is what is going to happen. So if you say that I can do this every day, and you get up and you spend that time, then, the outcome is going to be great. Everybody's not going to get up every single day though. Perfect. You're going to have things that go on in your life that's going to affect, what's going on, your sales and stuff. You got to remember, sales is, what's going on in your home life will affect your sales. So you got to make sure that you got that in line in order to get in front of more people and to have that smile on your face when you're making those phone calls. So same thing.
I love that. And I couldn't agree more. I always say that your personal and your professional goals have to be in alignment. Because otherwise, if you don't make sure they're in alignment, they're going to clash and you don't even realize it, right? So I don't think people realize how much their daily routine and what they're feeding their mind and their home life, their family life, or their partner, whatever that looks like, does ultimately affect your business as well. So with that said, Tanika, maybe you can speak for both of you. So for people that are willing or wanting to, look like what it looks like to partner with you guys and reach out to you, what is the best way to reach out to you both?
Actually, all different routes. You can actually just instant message us. You can give us a call or text us. Our information is all over Facebook. We always try to keep that up there and available. And then our email as well. But yeah, I mean, all different routes, whatever works best for y'all or that person or you. I would say just reach out. We're going to reach back out.
Y'all, you're not from Oklahoma, are you?
Oh, I'm not from Oklahoma. I just threw that out there, didn't I?
I'll say y'all and people just look at me. I'm like, okay.
I know. I get it everywhere too.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, both of you. I appreciate Jennifer. Thanks for being agile. And, I know we had a few technical difficulties here, but we made it work. And thank you both for your time. You're a rock star team. And I'm certainly excited to see where you guys are headed in the future.
Thank you, Micah. You've been all of our inspiration. So appreciate it.
Thank you.